Hi, today we are talking about best times to call owner operators slash carriers. My name is Enis. This is Never Stop Trucking. On this channel, we talk about dispatching, trucking in general, and then I try to give you some tips in order to succeed in your business. And a question that was asked a few times was when is the best time to call owner operators, like cold calling? That's what I mean. In this kind of business in trucking, generally is it's a good idea to finish your business in the morning. Uh, Morning is the best time. Like most brokers and carriers are online and on their by their phones looking for loads, trying to get things done. When you pass noon, then everyone is usually done with their loads. Maybe they're looking for tomorrow. Maybe someone has an appointment. They went out. They are not available. They went home earlier. Whatever it might be. But the best time to do business is in the morning. But if you want to catch owner operators and carriers with time available to talk to you about this, then the best time is to call in the afternoon, in my opinion. In the morning, like if you're calling an owner operator and they are probably driving their truck, or even if you're calling in an office with more trucks and offering them your services as an independent dispatcher, they're probably very busy in the morning, looking for loads, and they don't have time to talk to you about that. Their priority is to look for loads, book loads, resolve problems. So if you call them with, offering your services as a dispatcher in the morning, like before noon, that's when they're busy. They're just gonna brush you off. They're not gonna even talk to you. They might even get angry, because it's not. This can wait. And then if you wait till next day, then it's gonna be the same in the morning. So in my opinion, whether you're calling carriers or an owner operator, it's best to do it in the afternoon. When you're calling a driver slash an owner operator in the morning, they usually deliver or pick up, and they might be looking for a company, traffic. They're at the delivery, checking in, backing up, picking up a load, rushing to a pickup. There's a lot of stress, for a driver in the morning. So I'm talking usually this is weekdays, like, working business days. So you don't want to call them at that time, okay? You want to call them when they're relaxed, when they're happy, when they don't have much else to do. So this probably would be anywhere, I would say. Now I'm talking Eastern time, so you have to figure out like the number you're calling, what city they're in, what time zone they're in. But I always try to concentrate on Eastern Standard Time Zone where I am in. And this would be probably after 2 o'clock, between 1, 2 o'clock, and maybe like 5, 6 p.m. Okay, so that would be probably the best time to call owner operators and carriers. Carriers, you don't want to wait till 6, maybe, because usually they're open till 5. The big boss is probably out by 4. So maybe between 1 and 4, I would say for carriers, and for owner operators between 1 and 6 p.m. This will give you enough time to call them all. And the reason why is in the afternoon they're probably loaded. They are on the way someplace, for a next day or second day delivery. Now they have time to catch up on whatever they couldn't do in the morning. Maybe they're calling their family or the dispatch, friends. Maybe they're just relaxed. And then when you call them at that time, then it's probably the best time to catch them relaxed and willing at least to talk to you. If you do it after 6 p.m., in my opinion, that's not very, you know, like after 6 p.m., you know, even though they probably are driving, but that time is reserved for close friends and family, maybe even resting or sleeping or pulling off earlier somewhere to, you know, spend the night. But in my opinion, that's not a good time to call. I'm not gonna say it's rude, but it's sure not professional in my opinion. So after 6 p.m., I would not call anyone. That's when everyone expects peace and quiet and just, you know, either drive or rest and not to be bothered with business. In my opinion, those are the best times to call. Now, as far as the holidays, not holidays, we'll cover that later. As far as the weekends go, that's really up to you. You know, if you're willing to work on a weekend and bother someone on a weekend, sometimes drivers are working. You know, carriers definitely, like if they have an office number, I would definitely not call them on a weekend, even if they have a 24-hour dispatch. You know, a dispatcher will not help you much. You need to talk to person in charge, and they're usually not there on a weekend. But as far as drivers go, I would not do it, you know. It might, again, it might come out as unprofessional, even though they're working and maybe they're delivering, but no one expects anyone to talk business on a weekend, and you don't know even if they're driving, you know. How do you know? They might be, you know, with their family. You want to spend quality time together. They might be away someplace, or like maybe if they're on the road, maybe they're doing a reset. So you don't know if they're driving, and especially owner operators. Usually they don't like to drive on a weekend anyway. Usually owner operators try to be home at least on a weekend with their family. Maybe every other weekend. So yeah, holidays also. I would not call anyone on a holiday, except for in one period, and that's between Christmas and the New Year's. A lot of drivers are at home at that time. So if you're thinking that they're at home because of the holidays, I would not call them like on that day, like if it's a Christmas Eve or like next day or New Year's, like specifically on that day, I would not call anyone. But in between, like on the 26th, 27th, 28th, you know, they might be at home, but it's officially not a holiday. And people are still working. It's considered a business day. And then they might be relaxed, you know, they might be with their family in good mood, willing to talk to you. So maybe you can catch them in good mood during that time. Okay. So these are just my little tips on when to call owner operators, cold call owner operators for business and to advertise your services as a dispatcher. And I hope this video was helpful to you, and then have a nice day, and talk to you later.